This is a new one. Is this what we're using for now?
Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning into a special edition scsportsworld.com. I'm Luther Dupree, joined as always. We got Big Mike Migliore, Claudio Rosano, and Smoking Jim Frazier. Big question is Floyd Mayweather the greatest ever? That is a weight division, pound for pound. A lot of people are questioning. He's 49-0, has never lost, been close to losing. Hear him tell it, he's the greatest. In case you've been sleeping under a rock, Floyd Mayweather, has just fought one of the biggest fights, made more money in one fight than anybody in the history of the fight game. Let's run some clips of Floyd Mayweather so those, just to kind of familiarize yourselves with him. Look at the speed. This is, I think, was this Ricky Hatton? Look at this. This is when he used to try to knock guys out. He was on the attack. Nobody could get with him. Smoking Jim, Claudio, Mike. Real quick, thoughts on Floyd Mayweather. Look at the power. Claudio, what do you think? We know you're a boxing historian. Mike?
Well, you know what? I've always said that obviously he was one of the greatest. I said he's the smartest of all time without question. But after looking at his record, he's fought some big name guys, and some of them were a little bit past their prime, but some were, like Hatton was undefeated. So you do have to give him credit. And he knew how to fight these guys.
And now this is the fight. The one time I saw him get stunned, Sugar Shane, an old Sugar Shane, rocked him with that shot. And he handled it. Sugar Shane was well past his prime, caught him flush on the chin. Maybe a young Sugar Shane finishes it right there, but who knows? He found him at the right time and then went on to dominate the fight.
Which to me is being a smart businessman. Boxing's a business. I've said that all along. And he fought guys at the right time. And he didn't lose, and he has all his marbles, and he has all his money. So how can you say that he's, again, we'll get into the greatest in a minute, but without question, for my money, he was the smartest of all time.
Mike, thoughts on the great Floyd Mayweather?
Well, we got to agree with Claudio. He fought the right people at the right time.
He fought who was there, Mike. He fought who was there, the greatest. But go ahead, Mike. What's your thoughts on that? I just wanted to jump in on that.
Well, definitely not the greatest of all time. He had a nice record, 49-0. Rocky Marciano was 49-0. Is he the greatest heavyweight of all time?
He's not Floyd Mayweather either. And the heavyweight division is a whole different ball game than we're talking about where he made his name, the welterweight. But you're right. We'll get into a little more. Smoking Jim, as you finish that text. Thoughts on Floyd Mayweather?
Well, what weight class?
We got to go welter.
If welterweight, definitely not the greatest of all time, welterweight, but he's the latest, not necessarily the greatest.
Latest and greatest.
And I give him credit. I can list about 10 welterweights that would beat Floyd Mayweather.
A little list them, Jim. Who?
Well, number one is Sugar Ray Robinson. Number two, Tommy Hearns would knock him out.
You
Roberto Duran would beat him. Sugar Ray Leonard would beat him. Matter of fact,
did any of them in undefeated?
Well, because they had, not to interrupt you, Jim, but they had big-time fighters to go against them.
Well, these are big-time fighters. Oscar De La Hoya, is he going in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, but
Sugar Shane, is he going in the Hall of Fame?
But he caught him at the right time. Which is not his fault. Which is not his fault. I don't think he should be punished for that.
Exactly.
But what Jim said,
you sit 10 in front of him. How can you go 10? All right, you named a couple. Keep going, Smoking Jim.
Well,
Carmen Basilio, Sugar Ray, you already said.
Oh man, those were great ones, man.
You're going back. Okay,
well, but that's we're
talking
talking
about of all
You're
time.
going back. I don't think any of us saw Sugar Ray Robinson, right?
Oh,
Mike
film.
did.
Film don't lie.
We saw some clips.
Good friend of mine.
We saw some clips.
I've seen entire fights.
Come on.
Well, then that's like saying that we can say
173
that's almost
wins.
like saying that
That's like a video.
Andrew McCutcheon's the greatest player of all time because
he may well one
please,
day become
don't even
that.
start that.
That'll
be another story.
He may well
That'll be
one
another
day
story.
become that.
Here's what I always compare people to. Okay, for example, I like to see who they went up against before I can label them greatest of all time. For example, let's just say a college use baseball for example. Usually when I'm talking baseball, I use boxing for example. Now we're talking boxing, I'm using baseball for example. But you'll get a pitcher who dominates in college baseball. And, you know, he's the big dog, right? Then he goes to the pros, and it's a completely different ball game. So it's who he goes up against. Now, there's some guys who have big-time records that are 25 and Sean O'Grady, and his nickname's the Champ, right? He won the championship. If you look at his record and see who he fought, again, I'm a boxing historian. He fought about 50-some guys. I only recognize like 2 names. So is he considered one of the top fighters of all time? Not in my opinion. I want to see who he fought, and when he did get hit, how he reacted, or if he completely dominated them. There's all kind of things that enter into, you know, how somebody's the greatest. Now, again, Floyd fought some big-time names for the day. And looking at that record, I mean, again, Baldwin, Hatton, Marquez, Cotto, Alvarez, Medina, Pacquiao, of course, Angel Man Freddie, who was tough.
Alvarez, who's going to go down as one of the greats,
Well, I don't know about greatest, but Arturo Gatti was tough. Caught him at the right time. So I'm not gonna say that Floyd isn't any good or not one of the best because of it wasn't his fault.
You're not putting him in the top 10 welterweights of all time?
Well, okay, I'll put it to you this way. What Jim said, Boom Boom Mancini was asked this, and I'm going to get it as close as I can. He said Tommy Hearns would have stretched him out. He said Duran would have intimidated. Well, he said Duran would have turned him into a girl, he said.
I agree.
He said Hagler would have destroyed him, and Sugar Ray would have intimidated him. So there's 4 guys right there. Yeah, he would have. Sugar Ray was an unbelievable finisher.
What's Sugar Ray?
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, Leonard.
And Robinson would be, and then a guy like Carmen Basilio, okay, he could have outboxed Carmen, but Carmen was nuts, okay? Carmen could take a punch, and he came after you. So that's what, and those guys, something like I told you before the show started, when Roy Jones fought John Ruiz, John Ruiz said, I'm going to outbox Roy Jones Jr. Now, how the hell are you going to outbox Roy Jones Jr.?
That's true.
Okay, so he should have brawled him. Okay, a guy like Basilio would not have said, I'm going to box. He would have went after him, tried to take his head off. Okay, and so I'm a big believer in obviously using your skills, but also your heart. And sometimes I see a lot of these guys, did they really turn up their heart? We saw the Alvarez fight together, and I fell asleep. I left the place after the third.
I was wide awake.
You were wide. Yeah, I know you were. But did they really go after him? They say, I'm going to go after Floyd. You're not going to outbox him.
He's making good points, Lou. Yeah, he's making good points, but Floyd was so good.
Oh, no question.
You went in there with one game plan. He immediately destroyed it after the first round.
And let me say this.
How many fighters have done that?
You're right. And let me say this.
Every fighter he's fought, he's made them look like an amateur.
You're exactly right. Great. And one thing I don't like is when people say, well, he didn't box, he didn't fight the guy. Well, why should he? That's like saying that you want Willie Stargell to be not to hit home runs and be a stolen base threat. That's like saying you want Roger Clemens to be a breaking ball pitcher as opposed to a fastball pitcher. Floyd Mayweather was a boxer, an incredible defensive genius, as they say, quick hands. Why should he go in there and be Rocky? That's like asking Rocky Marciano to be a stylist and asking a stylist to be a Rocky Marciano. He did his best thing. He did a hell of a job. He beat them all. So obviously he's one of the greatest. But if you're asking me, who would I put my money on? Henry Armstrong or who those guys fought every week, or a Mayweather. I put on
different
Armstrong.
area.
I know that.
Henry Armstrong, but a punch
guy,
151
but a punch is a
wins.
punch. But a punch is a punch. Okay, and those guys took a good shot. Okay, that's why I say Rocky Marciano with that one punch against Walcott busted his cheekbone, his eye socket. He cracked the forehead. A punch is a punch. Now, not since then have I ever heard somebody cracking somebody's forehead or whatever.
The thing about Mayweather, you couldn't hit him. He's too fast.
But those guys threw a bundle of punches. Eventually, they would have caught him. I don't know about all of them.
Floyd didn't get hit.
No, he was great at it.
We talked a little bit. Let's see what Floyd had to say. We were able to get a little bit of interviews. We pretty much know what he's going to say. Can we run that clip a little bit?
Prime Floyd Mayweather versus Prime Sugar Ray Leonard, 147.
Of course, it's nothing but respect to the legendary Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, of course, he felt that he's going to win. Of course, I feel that I'm going to win, But for how he opened up the door and paved the way, it's nothing but respect for a legendary fighter like Sugar Ray Leonard. I can't get big headed and think I'm, better than Sugar Ray Leonard, but I feel like we fought. Of course, I'm in the sport that, to say that I'm going to win every time I go out. I'm out there to win every time I go out, so I feel that I win. But someday I like to be known as a legendary fighter like Sugar Ray Leonard. And, my career is over today. They have to just give me my respect and my just due for the way that I went out there and performed and for all the fighters that I beat. And the same way he did in his era. I mean, it's just my era, it's just my time, and the people's going to respect that.
For Mayweather to make that statement, fighters have to believe that they're better than anyone, any and everyone. I believe the same thing. I felt the same way, and it's a confidence that's borderline arrogance. But I probably would have articulated it a little better.
You gotta like the way Ray Leonard always breaks it down.
Can I say
Go
one
ahead,
thing?
jump
Just
in.
watching Floyd Mayweather, I do compare Floyd Mayweather to another fighter, and I think it's easier to break down a fighter's strengths and weaknesses when you can compare him to somebody else. And who I compare him to is his dad. His dad was a great fighter. His dad was a great defensive fighter. His dad had a heck of a punch, left hook. He taught Floyd everything he knows. He moved around the ring like Floyd, and his dad was every bit as good as Floyd Mayweather, and Sugar Ray Leonard knocked out his dad.
Whoa, you can't compare it.
I think that closes the argument right there.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. Come on, there's
if
no
he don't
comparison.
go to jail, if he don't go to jail,
his son is 10 times better. He learned everything that his dad learned.
He's in a
and
10
he's
times
much
better
You
era.
talk about his speed.
He's in a 10 times better era.
If you look, that's a great point. If you look at the top 10, do me a favor and go to let's just say the 80s. Let's say 81, 82, or even go up to 87, 88, and look at from heavyweights, the welterweights, the middleweights, the light heavies, the cruisers. You will recognize probably 70% of each of those fighters, and you'll say, damn, those guys were good. Now, really, I just think...
See, Lou wasn't born in 81.
Look, you got to look at Floyd. The last few years, the guys he's fought, Pacquiao.
Oh, no question.
Alvarez, Marquez,
Diego
Ricky
Corrales.
Hatton, Corrales. Zab Judah was a good fight.
He fought some good fights, not Hall of Famers, though. He fought some good
Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, yes.
Sugar Shane,
yes,
Hall of Famer.
But I'm talking about like the big dogs, the legends.
You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
You're a Hall of Famer, Claudio.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. But the guys of the Hall of Fame, they're all in the same room.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So you could say
one thing I'm going to say about Floyd,
Uh-huh.
that I give him a lot of credit. I mentioned Diego Corrales, tall. Ricky Hatton, short, a little bit of a brawler. Miranda was tough. So he fought a variety of different guys, and he beat them all.
And he made them look like
he made them look
amateurs.
bad. Yes,
anything they had to go in there, he made them look bad. Smoking Jim.
Wait a minute.
I'm waiting.
De La Hoya beat him in my
De La Hoya didn't beat him.
But we're also talking about all time.
De La Hoya was scared to get a rematch.
No, let me say this.
De La Hoya was scared.
Let me say this. Go ahead, Mike.
Say Maidana beat him too.
Yeah, the first time.
It was a close fight.
let me say this.
I forgot about that.
We're going to
That's
do one of
right.
these fights round
That's
for
right.
round.
That's right.
And we're going to break it down.
Let me say
way.
real quick before we get to the caller is he's the greatest of this era. But
greatest of any era.
Well, no, but when you start talking about, again, the Hearns and the Haglers and the Leonards and the Robinsons and the Basilios and those guys, then that's a different animal right there.
All right.
Today,
I thought Pacquiao
yes.
beat him too.
Pacquiao didn't beat. Pacquiao didn't hit him. And then went out there saying his shoulder was hurting. No, come on. Come on, no one has even been close to beating Floyd Mayweather. That's how dominant he's been. Hey, let's jump to the phone lines. Caller, is this Lee?
You know it's me, TVE, Floyd Mayweather, the best of all, the best ever.
Best ever. All right, now best ever in his weight class. Let's frame that correctly, right, Lee?
I mean, to me, he's the best ever as far as how he handled and conducted his business in the game. I mean, Tyson, the way Mayweather conducted business, that would have been nice for Mike Tyson to do that, because he was on top of his game, making $25 million a fight.
Yeah, but hold on, we're taking the money out of it. We're talking about pure.
You can't take the money out of Mayweather. Can't take the money out of money.
I'm talking about pretty boy Floyd, not money. Before he became money, I'm talking about pretty boy.
You can't take the money out of Mayweather.
But only thing, Lee, we still don't really know how great his chin is. He's only been hit one time by Sugar Shane, but he's so good, no one's been able to hit him other than Sugar Shane. You can't name one guy who got him.
I disagree with. I think it was Chop Corley caught him too.
Excellent, very good, Lee.
Worse than
I got it down right here.
worse
Chop
than
Chop
what
is right.
Sugar Shane did.
Very good, Lee. You're right. Chop Chop got him a few times.
And that's the thing.
A clean shot like that? Come on.
Zab Judah knocked Floyd Mayweather down. His glove touched the canvas, but
It was not called a knockdown. If it's not called a knockdown, Lee, you can't do it.
Besides hurting his hand, he has hit the canvas. But he got hit in an exchange with Sugar Shane.
You know what? One of the fun things about this, and Lee mentioned a clean shot. You mentioned a clean shot. If Hearns would have hit him with a clean shot, Duran would have hit him with a clean shot.
Would they have been able to hit him?
Oh, please.
He was that great of a defensive fighter.
They would have got him. They would have got him.
Hearns could have knocked him out on top of his head.
Hearns,
No,
glass
Hearns-
jaw,
Hearns
Hearns.
would have hit him in
But
the top of his head.
Mayweather wouldn't have knocked
knocked
him out, though.
He wouldn't have got hit by a hitman.
Hearns had a reach.
And really, Hearns' greatest, fights were at a higher weight class.
Well, he knocked Duran out.
He knocked Pepino Cuevas silly.
A lot of success occurred
Cuevas
at
still don't
higher
remember
weight
his name
classes
after
than-
that punch.
A lot of them occurred at higher weight classes than this.
He made
still
Cuevas look like a question mark after he punched him.
Yeah,
he folded all up.
Yeah.
I don't
That was
know,
on
but
Channel 4.
you guys now, Lee, we're talking about Sugar Ray. If we can run some of those clips, how do you think he fares against a Sugar Ray Leonard as we look at some of his clips here, Lee?
Who's Sugar Ray Robinson?
Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Who Mayweather?
Yeah. How would you compare those two?
I don't think it'd be
I
close.
mean, Mayweather do what he want to do in the ring. So he could stand in front of you, he could run on you, he could use angles on you. I would say he could beat Sugar Ray. I mean, my biggest issue, how come Sugar Ray didn't fight Aaron Pryor?
Well, wait a minute.
Well,
Because
you know what?
He wasn't going to fight Aaron Pryor. He wasn't crazy. Listen, Lee, let me ask you this. This is the best way to compare the two.
Oh,
What
look at
medal
that.
did Floyd Mayweather win in the Olympics?
He got robbed.
Oh, man.
He got robbed. He
Man.
got robbed.
Sugar Ray's a gold medal winner, man. Don't tell me Pretty Boy never
We're
gets
talking
beat.
about
He got
professional.
beat in the
We're not
Olympics.
talking about the Olympics.
let me ask you a
Smoking
question,
Come
Lee.
on.
He got robbed just like Roy Jones got robbed.
Right.
They
Let me ask you
he
a
got
question.
robbed too.
But Roy got fighter of the year. He got fighter of the whole Olympics.
Lee, let me ask you a question.
All the South Koreans voted for him.
Lee, this is Claudio. Let me ask you a question. Would you agree that Mike Tyson intimidated the hell out of Michael Spinks prior to that fight?
Man, Spinks was just looking for a spot to fall
Right.
down on.
Now, I'm not going to say Mayweather would have done that, but look at the intimidation. Look at the, if you want to call it hot dog, call it what you want. When he fought Hearns here, when he fought Duran the second time, when he fought Hagler, look at the attitude that he displayed. Okay. I mean, he just had a charisma about him and an arrogance in the ring that I think he would have not intimidated Floyd,
And
but he
Sugar
would
Ray
have
would
bothered
have took his woman before the fight.
Sugar would have bothered Sugar.
That would have really
First of all,
messed his head up.
Floyd Mayweather wouldn't have been intimidated. He grew up. He was 1 year old with boxing gloves on his hand.
Well, let me
he
ask
learned
you
how to
this.
box before
But
he
he
could walk.
never has been. But let me ask. I'm sorry, Jim, but real quick, nobody ever tried to hot dog it against Mayweather. If Sugar Ray would have done it, he'd have said, "Damn, what's this guy trying to do to me?" That would have an effect on him.
Who was the fighter Mike said
let me
beat him?
say this.
No, let me say
Madonna.
make one point real quickly. Who was that fighter?
Madonna.
And the reason was Sugar Ray had problems with his woman going into that fight. Sugar Ray would have took his woman before the fight. Knocked him out. That's proven. Prove it.
There you go, Smoking Jim.
My thing is, when Floyd fought Madonna, the first fight,
Right.
Madonna threw punches from every
That's
angle.
right. Yes, he did.
But Floyd shut him down.
Yeah.
He knew he had to win the fight.
But
because he
but
was-
who's
he was
Medina
losing
though?
on the
Really?
board.
But really, who's Madonna? Medina? Is he from Ohio? Medina, Ohio? I mean, really, where did he come from?
But everybody has those guys who,
no question.
who give them a
All
tough
I'm
time,
saying is,
even though they're not
we're,
top.
we're talking about this era here, without question. Mayweather's the best. He's undefeated.
Yeah.
He's the
Okay.
best, hands down, without question.
Right,
He fought
right.
different styles, different heights. He beat them all, and easily.
And made 'em look
He
bad.
dominated them. Okay, but I'm talking about. I don't see him beating because Hearns, Hagler, Leonard, and Duran. Those guys were nuts. They were for real.
Well,
they had heart.
Hagler's was a little
Well,
bigger than him.
okay,
Now,
but
come
I'm
on,
saying
now,
he's a little bit lower when he was a little
But
bit lighter.
my point of saying that is, Floyd adapts and adjusts to any situation.
But I don't know if he would adapt it to those men.
Well, Floyd could have beat Hagler. Floyd could have beat Hagler.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he'd have beat Hagler.
I don't know.
Floyd, you know, as we talk about this, Sugar Ray, Leonard, Roberto Duran. Now, what do you think about Roberto Duran?
No, it wouldn't have been close. In his prime,
Who? What are you talking about?
Duran
was an animal.
So you're saying Duran would have beat him too?
Hands of stone.
He
And
might have quit on a stool too,
No,
like
not
he
then.
did against Sugar Ray.
Not then.
Hey, run some Roberto Duran's clip. How do you think he fared against Roberto Duran, Mike?
I think Duran would kill him.
Oh, my God.
Oh man, you are not getting. See, that's what I'm saying.
that.
You got. I mean, he was a monster out there. You're right. But you know, anybody who quits in the ring, I really question them, saying they could beat
that
a
was
top
that.
notch.
So are you saying that
Listen.
Floyd can't frustrate Roberto Duran like Sugar Ray did?
Hey, I think he could. Woo.
But see, Sugar Ray intimidated him, and he made him look bad.
But-
Mayweather, I don't think would make him look bad, just with a few shoulder turns.
Duran had a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But the 135-pound
Duran would do anything. He put his finger in your eye.
he was an
He'd
animal.
do it all. I mean, oh, look at that, on his knees. I don't know. What you think of Lee against Duran? We know you're a boxing historian, undefeated.
Floyd Mayweather is the most accurate puncher in boxing history. So I don't see what the issue
with no
is.
power. You gotta admit it.
He don't need
Very little
power.
power.
He's going to outbox you.
Now you think he could have really outboxed a Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yes.
That would have been that would have been tough. You know, of the guys I've seen,
And Leonard can hit.
Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't know. That would have been a tough fight for him.
Didn't Floyd Sr. stun Sugar Ray Leonard?
What'd you say?
Didn't Floyd Sr. stun Sugar Ray Leonard in their fight? He had him hurt.
I don't know if he had him hurt. He get him with a good shot. You know, just like Floyd got hit by old Sugar Shane.
Floyd Sr. might have been able to beat Floyd. Floyd Sr. was something.
He was
if
tough.
he don't go to jail, I mean, that boy was rough, man.
He was tough. He was tough.
Floyd Sr. was something.
He was good.
And I
But
tell you what,
that was a great area of welterweights.
His uncle
Roger
was
was
great.
great.
Roger
Yeah,
was great.
that's what I'm saying. You guys are talking about guys with a.
But
This
the-
guy
but you're saying-
grew up in the sport of boxing. You know, they didn't give him a crib. He slept in a ring when he was a baby.
But think
he
about
grew
this,
up
though.
in
You're
the
right.
sport.
He
But
was
think about
adopted.
this.
He don't look
It's
nothing
almost
like
like
his
this.
dad or his uncle.
But he's right.
But he didn't get punched.
He was a
You know,
dog.
you
You're
see
right.
Floyd after he got hit a lot of times. Those guys didn't
But
look
how
like
would
that.
I always want to look at a team or a fighter or whoever when they're being challenged. That's when you know what you have. I mean, after they've been hit. Like when Holyfield fought Tyson the first time. Tyson caught him with a clean shot, and Holyfield kind of gritted his teeth and said, okay. And then you said, damn, this guy's for real.
I lost money on that.
So you knew Holyfield was for real. Not to Mayweather's credit, he never gave the other team the ball.
That's the thing. You know, when you look at speed, you look at defensive abilities, no question, Floyd's at the
But
top
is it
along with those
because
other guys.
he's
No,
that
but-
great, or these guys aren't that great?
I mean, who knows? You never
that's the whole
know.
thing.
I mean, but he did fight guys that are going to go in the Hall of Fame
sure.
just like he is.
Well, I seen Floyd get rocked by other fighters than what you guys are mentioning.
Who?
Lee.
Who?
Oh, Spatafore, I don't wanna hear that. I don't wanna hear that.
Listen, we're not
He
talking-
ducked Paul. Listen,
no,
Sugar
no.
Ray, and other than Aaron
I can't believe you
Pryor,
brought that up,
and
Smokey
other
Jim.
than Aaron Pryor, Sugar Ray Leonard didn't duck nobody. And other than Charlie Burley, Sugar Ray Robinson didn't duck nobody.
Hey,
But
Jill,
Floyd
can really
Mayweather
compare-
ducked
you
Paul
can-
Spatafore.
You compare Paul Spatafore to Aaron Pryor?
Yes.
Come on,
Yes.
Smokey Jim.
Yes.
I mean, everybody's seen the footage. Come
Floyd
on.
didn't duck Pacquiao.
Huh?
He fought
Floyd didn't
Pacquiao.
duck Pacquiao.
He fought Pacquiao.
And I thought Pacquiao beat him, that was old Pacquiao. He didn't fight Pacquiao when he was at his full strength.
That was Pacquiao after he's
It
been
would've been the
stretched
same-
out a couple
It would have been
times.
the same results, Jim. He could beat Pacquiao just with his footwork alone.
He didn't beat him this last one, and Pacquiao had one arm.
Okay, Jim.
Hey, now, listen, another guy we talked about, you talked about tall welterweights, Thomas Hearns. Yeah. Can we run Thomas Hitman Hearns?
let's
Now,
run this.
what do you guys think of now? We all know Thomas had no chin. I mean, he could get rocked a couple times, and he did.
I hope they have the clip of him fighting Pepino Cuevas.
Oh, that
when he,
was great.
as I said,
I mean, what do you think, Lee? While we got you on for a few.
I think Paul Williams will give Thomas Hearns
Get Paul Williams out your mouth. Come on, Lee.
Paul Williams was tough, but let's not go
Come
crazy.
on, Paul Williams ain't making a
There
name
it
for
is.
himself
Watch
in
this,
this
watch this.
area.
Oh, I thought they were gonna
he
show it.
took it off.
So what do you think? We're not talking about no Paul Williams, Hitman Hearns. What you think, Lee? What do you think would happen?
Against who?
Of course, Floyd. Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd, he won't lose. He can't lose.
Man, he could withstand some of this.
Yeah, he would have never withstood that.
He could. And listen, I don't think he could have taken one of these punches if an old Sugar Shane, rocked him. But I don't know if Hitman Hearns could get close enough to hit him. That's the only question.
A sweet Sugar Shane.
I'll say this. I know two guys who fought those guys. Donnie Lalonde said that he felt that Sugar Ray Leonard was the best fighter and finisher that he ever saw. Okay, then
Who you say, Sugar Ray Leonard?
yes,
Okay.
Donnie Lalonde said that. Now and then, so I think Sugar Ray would have taken care of Mayweather. And then as far as
Let me
Duran,
ask you this question.
yes, sir.
Out of Sugar Ray and Canelo Whitaker, who will win?
Sugar Ray who? Robinson, Leonard.
Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Purnell would beat Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, come on.
He wouldn't get the decision like he didn't get against Oscar
Chavez.
De La Hoya. He beat De La Hoya and didn't get the decision.
He got robbed.
He got robbed, just like De
I
La
agree.
Hoya
I agree
got
he got
robbed
robbed that
against
one.
Mayweather.
But
Same thing.
no, there's no way Purnell.
But I
would
was
beat
saying, you talk about
No
No
way.
way. No way.
Who won the Olympic gold medal?
No way.
Purnell Whitaker.
You're saying Purnell would beat Sugar Ray?
Oh, no, I
he
don't
would.
think
No,
that.
he would beat,
beat
Floyd
Floyd?
Mayweather. Yeah.
No,
But I was saying
I
earlier,
take
disagree.
Olympic gold
No.
over anything. I take Olympic gold
you saw
over
Tommy
anything.
Hearns knock Duran out.
Yeah.
Okay, Vinny Pazienza fought Duran, an older Duran, and Vinny could hit. Vinny said, I hit him with everything I had, and he didn't blink, okay? So Mayweather could have hit Duran all he wanted,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have done
He
anything
wouldn't have
to him.
tried to. Look, he would have fought him much like he fought all these last 5 fights. Went on points. He's not knocking these guys out.
Fake when he gets
But
hit
Duran
low.
in his day, we're talking, had good feet and was quicker than people give him credit for.
and would ring a couple off your cup.
So let me. So you have Duran above him too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the hands of
Mike?
stone.
How about you, Lee? I don't have Duran above Floyd. Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather says Roberto Duran is the greatest fighter of all time.
Who said that?
And he was right.
Floyd.
Oh, okay.
Did he really?
Yep.
Was he in his country at that time? Because he was probably afraid he wouldn't get out alive. We say a lot of things when we're in a third world country, Lee.
I don't remember hearing that quote, Lee. You gotta let me see that quote. I don't remember him
Well, wait a
saying
minute.
that.
Is this the same Floyd Mayweather that when he was in jail for 3 days was crying that he wasn't getting his protein and wanted to come home and cried? Is that the same Floyd? Oh, he's
damn.
tough. He would have been able to take that punishment. Come on. Soft.
Oh man, now
And, I want to say this, I want to add
Maybe
this.
he's
go
the
ahead, Mike.
greatest child abuser of all time.
I'm going to say
Mike
this.
had to take it there.
And this is going to stir the pot a little bit. But when Mike Tyson fought everybody, he intimidated them, and he was a fantastic front runner, and he blew through everybody.
And he was a man in prison.
Yes, he was. But
He shouldn't have been in prison.
But no, he should not have been. You're right. But when he fought Buster Douglas, somebody who fought back, or even Razor Ruddock and Evander Holyfield, then it was a different story. Okay. So my point is this, Luther. My point is this: how would Mayweather react if somebody, with the talent and heart of those guys I just mentioned, including a Buster Douglas, a Razor Ruddock, Evander Holyfield, when you get punched
Buster
back?
Douglas, is that Claudio?
Yes, sir.
But Buster was down for 10.
Say it again.
You know Buster got knocked down for 10. They
No.
let count it.
Oh, I'm going to say something.
You're right. You're right. If
No,
they would have done
he
a
could have gotten up
right,
sooner, but
you're
he
right.
was smart because if you remember, after he got knocked down, he went like this. He went, damn. He could have got up sooner, but he was smart in taking advantage of the rule of the whatever the count was. Besides that, Buster, and I know we're not going to get into a whole nother subject here, but everybody says he lucked out against Tyson. You don't luck out beating somebody that bad for that long. If it was one punch, okay, he lucked out. Buster beat the hell out of him. But having said that, how did Tyson react? That's what I'm saying. To me, and again, to Mayweather's credit that he never had to put in that position.
But that fight, Buster Douglas always had talent. He always had
without
skill
question.
that you never
Without
saw.
question.
But things set up for him at the right time.
Yeah,
His mom passed.
Right.
Tyson was out there partying.
Well, I don't know
and
about
Tyson was out there partying.
They used to they used the air a balloon for an ice bag.
Yes,
They
no question.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna tell you something. They say
didn't
Kevin
take it
Rooney.
seriously.
If Kevin Rooney was there, and Vinny Pazienza is one of my best friends, and I love him. He had Kevin Rooney in his corner a lot of fights, and that didn't help him in some of the fights that Vinny lost. I'm gonna say this. I know we're off the subject. Buster Douglas, talent-wise, could have been. Didn't say he was. Could have been the most talented. I think talent-wise. I don't know if I ever seen a heavyweight like that with that kind of speed, that kind of accuracy, that kind of jab, that kind of power. Now he didn't want it, so that's another subject.
Yeah.
But again, with Mayweather, again, I give him credit because he did fight a nice group of names, nice names.
Hall of Fame competition.
No, yes, he did, and he fought a variety of different talents, skills. He fought sluggers, he fought boxers, he fought tall guys, he fought short guys, he fought them all, and he beat them all.
Did.
Yes, he did. And thankfully for him, he made a ton of money, and I hope he keeps it all. I'm just saying the question was, not is he the greatest of today, is he the greatest of all time? And I'm going to say, I'm with Jim. I'm not going to say 10 or ahead of him. Again, somebody like Henry Armstrong. I just seen clips of Henry Armstrong. Okay, but I'm just saying, from what you hear about people, from so-called experts,
See, I
he's
didn't
definitely
even
in
look
the
at
top
it.
6,
I didn't.
7.
I put that in a whole nother era. I mean, Sugar Ray
Lee.
Robinsons and those guys, Henry Armstrong. Come on.
If you say the greatest of all time, then you got to mean all time.
You're
I
right.
heard you, Jim.
Hey, Ali, whenever I want to
said
find 100,000 losers, I go to Columbus. So I'm not going to say that Buster Douglas was the greatest of anything of all time. He did okay. But listen, you know, Floyd Mayweather, if we're talking about, like I said, he's the latest. In my opinion, he's not the greatest. Sugar Ray Robinson, pound for pound, got to be the greatest. I just talked to a boxing judge in Wheeling, West Virginia, that was an 11-time Golden Glove champion. And he told me that pound for pound, Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest of all time. He was undefeated with over 100 amateur fights. I think he had 126 pro fights before he ever fought. Floyd Mayweather got 49 fights. He barely fights once a year. I can't give nobody the greatest all time that fights once a year.
I mean, those guys are in a different era, man.
He's not calling himself the greatest of all time.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, he is.
Is there a difference?
The best
he
ever.
is.
He's got it.
He said he's the best ever, Lee.
I agree. He's the best ever at what he has done in boxing.
I say, I got you, Lee. Okay, I agree with Lee where he's
He's
coming
boxer
from.
of all time.
Yeah, he's the Michael Jordan of boxing.
We're talking about in the ring, not outside how much money you made. No. We're talking about skill-wise, is he the greatest ever?
Do you think Michael Jordan was the greatest of all time?
I do not.
My thing is,
Who do you think?
he never ducked a fighter. You put him in front of him, he fought him.
Oh, he beat everybody. He beat everybody.
I don't see what the issue is. He's the best ever, but he's definitely not the greatest ever.
He has one of the best records ever.
Oh, sure.
But I don't think you can say he's the best ever. I mean, listen, also what I judge fighters by, do they have a landmark fight that you can remember?
Right.
And people will be talking years and years. I can't say that with Floyd Mayweather.
Excellent point.
Maybe it's because he made so many people look bad or people weren't on his level, but you talk about Sugar Ray Leonard. You got his fights. Thomas
There was
Hearns.
no wars with those guys. You're right.
But now you've never seen Floyd really mix it up.
Never seen him tested.
Can you honestly say you've seen him leave it all out there?
I'm getting
I have not.
confused here. Can Luther and Lee, can you guys define the subject? Because I didn't go to Langley. So, I mean, can you let me know?
Yeah, we gotta break it. Yeah, Jim, we gotta break it down. You went to Gateway, so is he the best ever? Okay, and I say no. I say no. Other guys I've seen, now I haven't seen. No, you guys probably saw Sugar Ray Robinson and Henry Armstrong.
There's not many fights with Sugar Ray Robinson.
What do you say?
There's only pictures. There's not many fights of Sugar Ray
Well,
Robinson.
you know what? We do have some clips.
Plenty of film.
Can we run those Sugar Ray Robinson clips?
Ooh, we're in for a treat.
Now this
They'll show
guy
the one
had
against
it all.
Rocky
Now
Graziano,
Lee,
though.
this guy was 173, 108 knockouts. Now this era they were fighting. You know, I don't know how you.
That ain't Sugar Ray.
No, Sugar Ray, not
He came
Aaron
back.
Pryor.
That was his comeback fight.
This is Aaron Pryor here, and you say guys were ducking him. What about Aaron Pryor?
Nobody
now, Sugar Ray,
nobody could beat Aaron Pryor.
he could have gone down on this list as well.
Yeah, nobody.
You know,
they
but
wouldn't even let him fight in the Olympics.
what do you guys think about this Aaron Pryor as we look?
The greatest. Greatest, man.
No, you can't give him if you can't give Floyd the greatest, you can't give Aaron Pryor the
Nobody
greatest.
fight him, man. They wouldn't
Claudio,
even let him
Mike,
go to the Olympics.
What do you guys think about this Aaron Pryor?
I think Aaron Pryor, again, styles make fights. Whenever he fought Arguello, unbelievable fight, and he had a lot
The
of
Black
heart.
Bottle.
Well, who knows? But
The Black Bottle.
It's funny because this guy will do great against this guy, and you'll think he's unbeatable. Then he'll fight another guy who you know he's going to, like at Baltimore. I forgot who he fought that he looked terrific against, and then he fought Mayweather, and he looked terrible.
He fought Zab Judah. He beat Zab Judah.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah.
But that's my point. I mean, there's no consistency with some of these guys, but at the same time, boxing's kind of a crazy sport because, as they say, Aaron Pryor was unbelievable.
Would you say that's a guy who should have gone down as one of the greatest and
Nobody
doesn't?
would fight him. Charlie Burley.
I mean, do you put him in that category? Like, people say Bo Jackson would have gone down as maybe the greatest if he didn't get injured. Is he in that category? He was that good?
He could take a punch, he could throw one, he can move. What else do you want?
And I know Sugar Ray Leonard did a whole lot to not fight him, I know there was a
Let me say
thing.
this to Claudio.
Yes, sir?
The best heavyweight after Riddick Bowe and Holyfield series would have been Ike Ibuchi.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Another
went to jail.
Ike Ibuchi,
that guy, I tell
he
you
could have
what.
gone down as one of the greatest.
He
Now, he's
had-
another guy who could have made it.
Lee, excellent point. I mean, unfortunately, what happened to him, but unbelievable fighter. And they were starting to duck him. People were starting to duck him.
After that, David, but see, you look at his list, he fought David too, and that's where everybody started to really recognize him. He was dominant, and then he didn't follow none of the rules in the United States. He thought he was the president, as he used to call himself, and thought he could do anything, and he ended up in a bad spot.
Coming to America? Something different.
But Ike Ibuchi, he could have gone down on this list. And Aaron Pryor's in that same group.
Aaron Pryor
where
is unbelievable.
It's like he should have made it and should have been bigger than he
Is
really
there a
was.
list that you have, Luther?
Huh?
You made a list?
I had a list, and we could go through it. The only, only have a couple people above Floyd. You know what I mean? I didn't see
So
Sugar
you do
Ray.
have people above Floyd.
I do have people above Floyd.
Okay, I
but
didn't
I'm
know
saying
that.
a lot. You guys are saying he shouldn't even be in the
I
top
didn't say
10.
that.
Smoking
I
Jill.
said-
You said
I'm
he
talking about
should-
of all time.
I have him in a. How can you not have him in the top 10 of all
I
time?
don't.
Okay, well, your list is flawed. You gotta have him. You may not have him as the greatest, but you can't have him not in the top 10. Undefeated, speed is on top.
All that money
Defensive.
I lost against Floyd.
See, you got personal reasons. Just because you can't gamble, you can't go by what your eyes
professional
see.
gambler, and I could never win, man.
I got him number 3. I mean, I didn't see Sugar
You
Ray.
got Floyd number 3.
I got him number 3. You can't put him ahead of Sugar Ray Robinson.
Thank you.
Hey, look, can we run Sugar Ray Robinson's clips? This guy, I mean, I'm glad we're able to find some of these clips. He was amazing.
Who's your number 2, Luther?
I could have Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard could do it all.
My dear.
Sugar Ray Leonard. He beat him worse than he
come
beat
on
his
now.
dad. Sugar Ray Leonard was all that. I mean, he could do
Where's
everything,
George
every
Foreman
style. He listen. He was Floyd with power
Before
and heart,
Floyd, that's right.
and a chin.
He
to
was
me.
Floyd before Floyd.
But he had power in his hand.
Yes, he did.
He could knock you out. He was a finisher. He could do it all.
And he was a
But
showman.
you don't have to have power to
And
be
he
the
was a
greatest
showman.
boxer.
Hold on, what'd you say, Lee?
You don't have to have power to be the greatest
Okay,
boxer.
let me ask you a question, Lee,
In
real
my
quick.
opinion,
Who
to
had-
be the greatest, you had to have strong areas
Yes.
in every one of those categories.
Yes.
And that's the one area he's lacking.
Lee, let me
is
ask
the
you a
power
question.
To me.
We'll start from the bottom up. Who had better feet, Mayweather or Leonard?
Mayweather.
Leonard.
Leonard.
Who had better hands? Power, Leonard or Mayweather?
Leonard.
Who had quicker hands? Leonard. Go watch the Hagler fight when he was in the corner. He threw about 30 punches. Who had a better?
Mike, I know you.
Who had a better
Climb
chin?
of the
Claudio.
century.
Yes, sir.
It goes back to what I'm saying. Floyd do what he want when he want to do it. He has good reflexes.
Yes, he
He
does.
throws
great.
when
I'm
he
saying,
wanna throw.
but who had better hand speed, Leonard or Mayweather? Leonard. Who had a better chin? Leonard. I have to say, you have to go with
Well,
Leonard the
that's
whole
that
way.
comeback fight that Leonard had on USA Tuesday Night Fights.
No, I know. No question. No question. But wait, we're not done with
Sugar Ray Leonard
Mayweather.
with 84
We're
years.
not, but we're not done with
Did Terry
Mayweather
Lewis knock him out?
because he's going to come back, and who's going to knock Mayweather out? That's the thing. When he comes
Nobody.
back, and he'll come back, he ain't gonna
Nobody.
fight
Amir
Berto.
Khan, he's going to come back and probably fight Amir Khan next year for a major money. It's going to be the
Sugar Ray
the
shouldn't come
Pacquiao
back
That's
there
why
last
I am
time.
worried
Who wants
about.
to see that? Amir Khan's done.
Yeah, thank God.
Maybe
Watch,
Amir Khan-
that's why
I
he'll
agree.
fight him, because he's finished.
I agree.
But I don't know. But I do believe he's going to come back from one fight.
Oh, I think he at
whoever's
least
hot, he's going to come back.
and fight Stevie Usher.
Oh God. Oh, and that's
Let me
another
ask
guy we saw.
Claudio
He's
this
up and
question.
coming.
How about Golovkin?
Oh, there you go, Golovkin.
He,
That
no,
would
he ain't crazy. Floyd will never fight him.
No.
Triple G, nah. You know it, I know it. He ain't fight Triple G.
So real quick, as we get ready to wrap up,
Already?
Lee, who is your top
Yeah.
three? Just give me your top three. Let's go through our top three.
No, give us 5, Lee.
Oh, give us 5 if you want to give us 5.
You know, I'm unprepared, but I would say I would go with Sugar Ray Robinson as number 1,
Okay.
and he's second to none. So I'm done with it.
But who would be after? You said Sugar Ray Robinson's number 1, right?
Yeah, and then
So
you have to give me a chance to come up with
watching
that
the
one.
ball.
Maybe I'm falling on another show.
Listen, where is Floyd on your list? Would he be behind Sugar Ray? He's the next best after that?
Floyd's top 5.
Top 5. All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Lee, man, definitely added something to this conversation.
Thank you, Lee.
Let's
Great
go.
job, all
Jim,
Lee.
Jim, give me your, I know he's not your top 10.
No, he's outside the
Okay,
top
so
10.
just do your top 10, Smoker Jim.
Off the cuff, I didn't write nothing down. Sugar Ray Robinson is the greatest
Okay.
of all time. I'll give you Sugar Ray Leonard up there within the top 5. I'll give you Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, no particular order.
all right.
Carmen Baselli, Aaron Pryor.
Why do you have to point towards me?
Yeah, what you trying to say, Smoker?
Hey, I'm getting that tag, you know.
I'm gonna say Sugar Ray Leonard.
Aaron Pryor got to be there, and I don't know. I think down in history, maybe when the redhead Mexican is in his prime, I think that he could beat Floyd.
Canelo.
I think
He fought him when he was young.
He's
He fought
overrated.
him young. He was just a pup. He was just a pup.
That totally erases
just
your
a
life.
pup.
How you going to have somebody that Mayweather beat on that list? All
No,
right,
he
Jim.
was Alvarez was overrated.
All
I'll
right,
tell you,
okay, Claudia, what do you have? Give me
Alvarez is
where-
definitely overrated.
Where would
That's
you
number
have
1.
Floyd on
I
your
got
list?
Sugar Ray Leonard number 1 all time.
Ooh,
Yes,
okay.
I got him all time. Sugar Ray Robinson number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to be a dogfight between Duran and Hearns,
Mm-hmm.
or I should say Hearns. Those guys. And then you talk about Aaron Pryor and Basilio. Then I would put Mayweather. I'd say he's in the top 6, 7.
Top 6 or
No
7.
Hagler?
Well, yeah, I said Hagler, but Luther cut me
No,
out and said he's a little
welterweight.
too heavy. We're talking about welterweights. Because I would put Hagler ahead of Mayweather without question.
Floyd would beat
So
Hagler.
again, I'll go Leonard.
Floyd would
no,
beat
no,
Hagler.
I don't think so.
Beat
I'll say
Hagler.
Leonard Robinson. I don't mean Leonard the Truck Robinson. Remember him?
Hagler's
basketball player?
stepbrother, half-brother Sims would give him a fight.
Oh, come
Let's-
on, come
anyway,
on.
I got Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, and then again, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns. If I'm allowed to put Hagler in there, I'll put Hagler in there, Carmen Basilio, and then I'll put Floyd Mayweather.
Jake LaMotta at?
Oh, Jake was a middle. I don't
He could
think
come down. He could come down.
he can come. He was nice.
Hey,
Now you moving people, Smoking
Hey,
Jim.
Jake
You just moving
LaMotta,
people.
Jake LaMotta gave up women for 5 years until he won the title, so he could come down another 13 pounds.
All right, let's go, Mike. Bring us back. What would you have? How would you do this list?
If I had to list the top welterweights, I'd put Mayweather in the top 10.
There you go. There you go.
I would I'd go with Sugar Ray Robinson number 1, and Hearns, Hagler. Hagler's a middleweight, but Hearns, Duran, Leonard. Leonard I think was the most overrated fighter.
Come on now, Mike. Let's not
Hold
go
on,
crazy
wait,
now,
hold on,
Mike.
wait, hold on. Explain that.
We talked
got a
about
good point.
who's the greatest of all time. Didn't necessarily say the greatest welterweight of all time. Julio Cesar Chavez was 87-0 before he tied a fight. It was 90-0-1 before he finally lost one. I think he would probably be my greatest of all time.
That's a
Okay.
Good point.
Now, none of you guys had Manny Pacquiao on the list.
He's another one. I think he's another one who I never. You know what, Lee? I never got the hype about Pacquiao. I just never did.
Pulled himself up by his bootstraps. I like that.
Well, yeah, good for him. I mean, I'm not saying terrific. I'm glad
He beat Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto,
Oscar De La Hoya
Margarito,
was
Tim
dehydrated.
Bradley. Huh? Would you say so?
They seen the holes from the IV. De La Hoya was dehydrated. He was done.
Yeah, De La Hoya was done. He was done.
I thought De La Hoya won the fight.
And none of you guys have, I know Oscar fought a lot of different weights.
I think Oscar's one of the best ever. Sure. I mean, again, where do we rank him? I don't know, but he obviously.
Oscar and Sugar Shane Mosley was a little too sweet for me. I can't put.
Listen, those guys, what's that mean, Smoking Jim? Those guys fought everybody who was put in front of them, and they did good. Sugar Shane fell off after he got off the cream and the clear, but before that, he fought everybody and put on a show. Oscar De La Hoya, you can't question his competition. Yeah. I think he doesn't get enough credit.
I agree with you there.
I really don't. But the only people I'd have Sugar Ray Robinson.
John Lucas got Oscar De La Hoya in the top 10.
Oh, there you go. Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and then above that top 5, you got to have Floyd Mayweather Jr. You got to have him in the top 5. If the finish with that type of record, the guys he beat.
We probably agree, Luther.
Huh? No, you have him after Sugar Ray Robinson. Would you say, Lee?
I'm talking about you got Floyd in your top 5.
I have him in the top 5. Yeah, I have him in my top 5.
I'm good with that.
You know what I mean? Number 5 maybe, but I have him in the top 5 there.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But you can't put him ahead of some of these guys, man, because he's never been challenged. I still don't know if he really has a chin. That's what I want to know. And do we really know he has heart? He's never been in a tough fight.
Let me go back to something. Claudio know this. The closest fight that Floyd ever came to losing was against Castillo.
Yeah. But again, you know what? I'm going to try to explain this. Hopefully it makes sense. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Dan Marino didn't. Is Trent Dilfer better than Dan Marino?
Why'd you look at Mike when you said Trent Dilfer?
So again,
that defense won that Super Bowl.
Yes, they did.
That defense was putting more points up than the offense.
Like when people say this guy is better than that guy because he beat this guy and he fought that guy better. Again, I whenever I'm asked about who the greatest was at this or who the greatest was at that, I look at that individual, look at him physically like I did with you with Sugar Ray Leonard, with his feet, his hands, his power, his chin, his head, his heart, and compare it that way. Then also who he fought and how he fought them, how resilient was he. When he was down, did he get up? Look at again, Leonard against Hearns. He was done. His eye was puffy, and the old famous line, what's that? Yeah, and then Angelo Dundee said, let's turn it up. He turned it up and knocked him out, I believe, in the 13th round.
Angelo Dundee.
But real quick, I mean, I know you guys, and one guy we talked about briefly was Hagler. I know there were different weight classes.
We talk about him too much. He don't even deserve briefly.
How many fights has he lost? Smoker Jim. How many fights?
You talking about Floyd never fought nobody.
Some of these
Hagler
clips.
Never fought nobody
And
outside of Boston.
did he beat Leonard? Can we run Marvin Hagler's clips? Some of these guys. He was
I thought
tremendous.
this was a serious show.
No, he was good. Now he was.
No, how are you going to say he was terrible?
Overrated. You ain't living in Italy right now.
He was unstoppable until he ran into Sugar Ray Leonard, right, Mike?
Goodness.
He's the Sylvester Stallone of Italy.
Yeah.
Until he ran into Sugar Ray Leonard, he was unstoppable, right, Mike? You agree with me on
made
that?
a couple good commercials. That's about
it.
Okay.
Let's hear what Mike weighs in
Still ain't
on
knocking
this.
nobody out.
Look at that. What do you think about that Hagler Leonard? He was great up until he ran into the
But you
greatest.
know what, though, Luther?
What?
And I think Claudio probably know about this. All these fighters fought each other because it wasn't all these belts out here.
You're right.
That's right.
Right.
And Lee, that's a great point. And not only that, but they beat the hell out of each other. They took some steam out of each other.
Yeah.
Luther made a great point earlier that Floyd never had that signature fight. These guys fought each other every year, and they took steam out of it. You can't tell me that Duran and Hagler didn't take something out of each other.
Right.
You can't tell me Leonard Hearns didn't take something out of each other. They took something out of each other, and they weren't as. That's why I give those guys so much credit because they kept fighting, and they kept fighting big fights and great fights. Whereas again, Mayweather, who tested him? Was it to his credit or the lack of ability with those guys. Or I don't know. It's tough. But I have him. I can't say he's the greatest, but I'll put him in the top 7, top 6, 7.
I got him top 5, and you talk about the era. Can you really put somebody in this era of boxing in with that? I look at it like this. Nowadays, you have guys going to boxing when, maybe they can't make it in basketball, they can't make it in this.
And they were hungry.
Just like the new heavyweight on the scene now. Didn't make it in basketball, didn't make it in this, and then they come down to boxing. Back in the day, you had guys that wanted to be boxers.
Right. Good point.
But right now, it seems like, man, nothing else is working. Let me step up in this ring.
Remember Banks? He was a star at Michigan State, I believe. He was #1 contender.
Gaston, no? Oh,
no,
somebody else.
No.
The black guy, Banks, from
and there was a heavyweight, like Michael Grant back in the day. He couldn't make it in basketball, couldn't make it in this.
Right. So Buster Douglas was basketball.
So they resort to
boxing.
boxing.
I want to see films of that.
He was Mercyhurst. Mercyhurst. I'm telling you.
Lee, would you agree with that?
What's your question?
Cherry picking.
Lee, would you agree with that? Trying to compare today's boxers from back then, it's kind of hard because, back then, 15 rounds, those guys wanted to be boxers.
Of course, Lee will agree. He the one that did it. Lee perfected that.
I'm going to say this.
I'm going to go knock somebody out.
As far as what you said, there was more people active in the boxing from childhood than there is now.
Right.
Especially with mixed martial arts going on. As far as the 15 rounds, I think that changed the way a fighter trains and goes at a fight. Because
good point, Lee.
I'll talk about Ali and Frazier.
Right.
I believe from watching those 3 fights, Frazier beat Ali all 3 times.
Ooh.
But having it 15 rounds, that fatigue set in, and then the heat set in.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So the way they train, a fighter wastes the first 4 rounds of the fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Then round 5, round 6, they start the fight.
Right.
Excellent point.
That's
Excellent
true.
point.
Good
Well,
point,
Boom
Lee.
Boom Mancini, I think his fight against Dooku Kim was probably started the idea of stopping it. And Boom Boom is a big advocate of going back to the 15 rounds, which is surprising. But he said those 13, 14, 15th rounds, those are the champion rounds.
Right.
He said if they would have had 12 rounds when he fought Arguello, he'd have been champ.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So although I love Boom Boom, but I kind of disagree. I'd rather keep it at 12 rounds because those extra 3, who the hell knows what can happen.
Well, I'm an advocate of fighting until the finish. Athletes, in my opinion, are a piece of meat. I don't care what happens to the fighters. They're there for my entertainment.
This ain't Jack Johnson days,
That's
Bill.
it,
Exactly, man.
Hey,
You want the belt?
So 40
Earn it.
rounds.
How about, one person I forgot to list on here, he fought Pacquiao and Gaddy and Manfredo and all those guys. The Big Show in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever, he snuck him in the mouth. That guy had the head the size of this table.
A 7-footer, 400 pounds.
His fist looked like me hitting this table when he hit the Big Show. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I saw
He
that.
made a nice chunk of change on that too.
Yeah, that was. So he's undefeated even in
undefeated.
wrestling, boxing, wrestling. Hey, as we wrap up, Lee, man, thanks for the call. Any final points you want to make?
We got to do another show this.
You got to be in here though, Lee.
Heavyweight.
You got to come in the studio.
Lee, we know we know you're not been on the studio, but you got to come in for the next one. We're going
I
to do
was at
heavy.
one of Jim's meetings.
Okay, we got Tommy Part 2. Hey, Lee, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lee.
All right, Lee.
All right, let's go,
Lee. Another undefeated champion out of the city of Pittsburgh.
Yes,
Let's go final thought, Smoking Jim, on this topic.
Well, I'm glad that by the end of the show, everybody came around to my thinking and not having Floyd in the top 3 or 4. So I commend you guys for that.
But your thinking was not in the top 10. I don't think anybody said that.
10. Still not.
And we
So
forgot to mention Fritzy Zivic.
The windmill.
That's right. We forgot the windmill.
Oh, man. All right, so he's out of the top 10 in Smoking Jim's opinion. Claudio, what's your thoughts?
I would have him no lower than 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mike.
Yeah, like I said, I'd put him somewhere in the top 10, but definitely not the greatest of all time.
And there you have it. I don't think any of us had him as the greatest of all time, as Floyd Mayweather would tell everybody. I had him in the top 3, just behind Sugar Ray Leonard, the greatest welterweight I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Sugar Ray Robertson, I've seen clips. We're going to run some clips next time. 173. Not all at welterweight, but definitely one of the greatest. That's our show. Check us out on the website, scsportsworld.com. Let us know what you think, and we'll be right back with more boxing. Check you out next time. Peace.